Good afternoon. This is the House Appropriations Committee. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. It's a little bit after 2:30 in the afternoon, and we are going to chat for a few minutes and wrap up for the week. So committee, we've had a lot of information thrown at us today and the last couple of weeks. And so next week, a week from today, we're going to have our straw poll and we will get there. We will get there. So, and feel free, other people that have been through this, to chime in as I'm talking. What we are going to start doing, we're going to hear from a couple of more places. We've asked Chair of House Healthcare to come in. I think that's probably all we need. If we need help with some of the Ways and Means stuff, Chris Roop can help us. But what I'd like you to do is read all the committee letters, even if they're not yours. We should all know what's going on. Read all the committee letters, because we're going to end up voting on the entire budget, not just your sections. Note any questions that you have for your areas. Be prepared to, when we talk and start doing more markup, to say, this is what they said they wanted. Talk to them. We agree. I'd like to close it out, or I need more information, or let's agree on this, but I need to get language. We'll take notes on that. So we need to know what we need to do for each of your sections to close that. That sort of makes sense?
I think maybe to underscore, if your recommendation is different from what the committee recommended.
Right, from what the committee recommended or from what the governor recommended.
Right.
So there's, you may have option 3. So we want to get the language done, or, by the first half of the week, because that's got to get incorporated into whatever it is we're finally going to have in the budget. So we don't want to be going to Grady and Maria on Friday morning and saying, oh, here, I have this 3 pages of stuff. Could you put it together? Maria, what else can you think of?
No, I think that's good. If there's any issues that have been, you've been mulling, earlier the better. We should know about them so we can run down the information that we need, or, we don't want next week to be too crazy.
Yeah.
It
It will be a little crazy,
Yeah.
but and the final piece of information that we'll have will be the governor's budget address on Tuesday, and Adam and Hardy will come in right after that. So we'll be thinking about how that impacts what we're doing as well. And it usually does one way or the other, and we just it's gonna be.
So we try to do this on the floor next Thursday, whatever, it's not next week, but
The following week, Thursday and Friday. So barring anything crazy happening in the budget address, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, really, yes, we're making some changes versus what the governor has proposed to us. We'll discuss the ones that are more extreme than others. Some of the things some of us have just heard for the first time, including me. So, we want to kind of use the weekend to review things and digest them and think about, is there something between doing nothing and doing everything? Is there a compromise we can agree to that maybe would be okay, instead of all or nothing on some of these things that are, if you're not comfortable with all, is there something bigger than nothing that you'd be comfortable with? So Dave?
I wanted your advice based on what we've heard. This is in regards to the 10 million stabilization.
Yes.
Was 4 million, now it's 10.
Yeah.
Based on what we've heard, would you suggest being silent on any clarifying language and dealing with whatever issue emerges in 26? Or based on what we've heard, would you suggest taking a crack at some language to put up?
For that 10 million in particular. Yeah. I think we're going to try to get some language.
We have
some language.
So healthcare, Jen Carvey sent us some language to look at. And so we'll be able to look at that. Has it been posted, Erin? Okay. We've not received that. That would be my fault. So,
because right now the language
Okay, so
simply
the answer is
says-
yes.
Yeah, we probably will have something,
Okay.
Because right now it just says provider stabilization grants to support provider financial stability on a case-by-case basis. That's what Adam gave us back when he wanted to go from 4 to 10 million. So it was silent on the previous 4, and that's, and we may want to be somewhat vague and allow flexibility, but I think we also may
I'm glad.
want a little more clarity, so.
My way of saying, do I have to write it? But it's
No.
already done. Somebody's
Well, you
already,
can
somebody
take
a
it.
lot better than me has written it. Thank goodness.
John?
So we have written information in memo form
Yeah.
here. So and like for transportation, for example, we've said, the committee's agreed with
Right.
a couple of things there. And yet there's this thing that's contingent upon
Right.
the outcome.
So I want you to be sure that you follow up and look at the budget and we'll see.
Right. And so the
Yeah.
language for that would have to
Right.
go to,
If there's language, yeah, so we can go to Maria and talk to her. about
Okay.
that. And yes, you're right. We won't know about that till after the budget. So if you get her, you'll be looking at that part of the budget, I'm sure. And then maybe, Wednesday morning. I don't think it'll be too complicated. The other thing is you could have a draft of the language before then. You could talk to Maria about the language on Monday and then we drop it in or we don't.
well, that's what I'm wondering.
It's not that
Just to
complicated.
look at it, get a head start.
Yeah, I think
What might
you
need
can't
to
do
be
that.
there for those kinds of things. And
Right.
even with like the whole piece with 48 to 72 hours, it's a pretty simple type of.
Yeah, well, that's already in the language.
Right, and that's already in the.
So you don't have to do
language.
anything about that, right?
But just to make sure it's what it needs to be,
Right,
whatever form.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom,
No, I did my math.
you did your math?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this budget does have to go to Ways and Means, just to, I don't know if you were doing floor math, but,
I was a week ahead of myself in terms
Oh,
of,
okay.
of when we need to vote this versus the budget being released and all that other.
okay. So, yeah, make sure you're really clear on your parts, and when we get there, we have Ways and Means has a bunch of things. And Mike and I have talked about some of them, and Chris will maybe get in when we go over that letter. We'll ask Chris to sort of hover around the room and, because some things have changed a little bit since that are in there aren't necessarily more money, but just the way some things are calculated around tax. So are you clear as mud about what you sort of need to be doing over the weekend and before Monday? We're starting at 1. And we have, I gave it back to you, Erin. What do we have on Monday?
Starting at 1:00, Brady is gonna do how to read the budget. And then the Defender General's office is coming in. We're gonna talk about committee page navigation in terms of how the budget documents are organized. We'll do some committee discussion on here.
So we're gonna get back to the committee letters. So Monday we'll finish the committee letters.
I could be a little late. I got 2 posts put in my.
Oh, you got the part 2.
10:30.
Okay,
So it might be a little late.
yeah,
I'll be here by
okay,
2, I would say.
yeah, great, thank you. Good luck. It's gonna be fun.
Might
Then it'll be over.
Might not be able to talk very well.
Sorry, you can draw pictures.
For you and me.
So we'll go over the rest of the committee letters Monday afternoon. So we can get through all of those and then we can be ready for the rest. So we'll have healthcare come in. We have the Defender General. Was there anybody else we were having coming in? Oh, Human Rights Commission.
Yes.
I think was there one more?
They're coming in on Wednesday.
Right.
And then Commissioner Gresham and Commissioner Stigi.
Oh, that's right.
On medical insurance.
This medical thing they're coming in. I think is that Wednesday? That was very complicated to get set. Yeah,
18.5. It's 18.5.
yeah,
18.5.
or, yeah.
It was a big number.
There was a 15 of something, and anyway, we'll find out more about how it's.
And it was an issue of the way they're doing it. They're kind of trying to play catch up or front load it, but we lose an opportunity to charge some of that to federal fund.
There are pros and cons to their options, and that's what we're gonna understand.
Yeah.
Done.
So just for planning purposes, so we start at 1:00 and go until.
Probably 4-ish. Erin has to leave. by then, and then we'll be
If Aaron
probably
leaves,
starting.
we leave.
Yeah. We can sit around and talk, but we will not be doing business on the screen.
Got it.
Um,
Thank you so much.
And then mostly it'll be 9, probably starting and in the morning.
Yeah.
And if this were the budget, I would tell you Thursday night could be a long night. I'm not sure whether that'll be the case. We'll just are gonna have to see how we're going.
There is a
Um,
reception.
so you might be motivated to just agree to what we put down. And you can go off and have your reception.
We're just working really hard on
Wednesday.
So, right.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Jim, you used to run one of those receptions.
I know.
Now he just gets to go and eat at them.
No,
On the other side.
that's one of the.
It's a very nice thing. It's a lovely thing that they do for like the welcome Montpelier thing at the plaza. So, okay. If you have any questions, I'm around all weekend. Feel free to send me a text or give me a call or send me an email. And otherwise, we'll see you here at 1 o'clock on Monday.
Plan.
Enjoy the weekend. Let's go off.